video on camera. Alright. So, is my face detected? No, doesn't seem to. Is the microphone even working? I think the microphone is working, yeah. So this story performed very well today at undisclosed location, so I'm going to tell it. They said, if you put videos like this on YouTube, you'd have your 1 million subscribers, and you'd be able to pay for something. Steam engine to be restored. Diesel engine to be restored. A high-rail golf cart to be restored. So, I'm going to tell the story. The way it got started was, they said, because I eat weird, because I told them I eat for breakfast every day before working 9 hours, I've ate 4 Pop-Tarts and James Dean, Jimmy Dean sausage and egg biscuit. And then they said, what are you going to eat when you get home? I adjusted the microphone just a little bit. And I said, maybe donuts. And then I said, from Denton Farm Park. And 2 of them went. The 2 that were at Denton Farm Park, they were looking at me weird, like, and they said, you still got those? And I ate them? And then they said, you should have seen him at Denton Farm Park. He's carrying around this big bucket, this exact bucket, and with donuts in it, like this. And oh, it smells so good. Then they said, you still ain't ate all those? And I said, yeah, because I forget about it. And then then I said, and you know what makes it even better? That bucket I was carrying, I got it at Christmas at Denton Farm Park, and there were donuts left in it from Christmas at Denton Farm Park up until a couple days before I went. You can laugh if you want. It don't matter, my audience, because the whole reason I can't...
know it's true.
Yeah, you know it's true. And I realize that's the reason that I can't do videos like this very often, is because I do better with an audience. So I'll be playing the Vatican soon. Anyway, so they said, what did you do with those? You didn't eat those, did you? And I said, I couldn't bring myself to eat them. They asked, did you freeze them? I said, no, I just left them out, not even Ziploc bagged them. What? And they said, what? I said, I used them as ballast for my railroad. And I said, all the food that I have, which I just can't stand to eat, can't bring myself to eat, it's ballast for my railroad. And they said, how long do you keep food for? And I said, well, I don't put it in the refrigerator if I think I'm going to eat it in the next couple days, because freezing it or making it cold kind of ruins the flavor. And they said, just for my own collection, they said, what did you bring with you today, just in case? Because they knew I brought something with me, because I had said earlier I had brought something with me. And I said, I brought a cooler. And I don't know what they would have said if they would have seen that I brought this as my cooler. Because, they probably were imagining a cooler like a normal person carries, not this big thing. And what's amazing is this big cooler, it actually isn't that full. It's about halfway full. And they said, because they also were saying stuff like, this crazy person walks down the street. They could be having all sorts of fun on the train, but they go take their lunch to walk down the street to Family Dollar and buy a bottle of ketchup. And you got that bottle of ketchup in your truck. And I said, yeah, it's in the cooler. There's actually what it is. I haven't emptied it out yet. They said, what do all of you got? And I said, I got my bottle of ketchup. I got an extra bottle of tea, another extra bottle of tea, another extra bottle of tea, and a bottle of milk, because I wasn't sure if we were going to have donuts today. And what's wrong with you? And so, where was I going with this? Show them that, and say I was prepared for any situation. And then they say, how long do you keep food? They say, how long do you drink? How long do you keep milk? And they said, do you drink milk after it goes bad? And I said, usually I drink it before it goes bad. And I said, because I eat so many Pop-Tarts. I drink milk with my. They said, "You drink milk for breakfast?" And I said, "I drink it with my Pop-Tarts, but not my sausage and egg. They said I usually drink tea unless I just got half a glass of milk." I'm like, I don't want to set this in the refrigerator. So then they said, "How long have you kept food for?" And I said, "Or what's the old? How long have you kept food and ate it?" And I said, "Well, the longest I went that I can remember is on the last day I went to Tweetsie Railroad on the way back down the mountain in Lenore, I think it is. There was a Krispy Kreme donuts, and it said hot now. So I went and got a box of Krispy Kreme donuts, and I ate most of the donuts in that box over the next 2 weeks. But when it got to 3 donuts left, I said to myself, I'm going to save these for... I actually didn't tell them this part. I said to myself, I'm going to save one of these donuts for when they say, how long have you had those donuts? And I said, I got them on my last trip to Tweetsie. That last trip that I went into Tweetsie, I guess, at this point. They'll say, that was 3,000 years ago. And I'll say, yes, and take a bite of it. So last year, I took a bite out of one of the 3 donuts I had left just to see how it tasted. And I went, it tastes just as good now as it did about 4 weeks after I bought them. Like, the taste and flavor and texture went, but then once it hit 4 weeks, it was kind of level. And so now I open this box up because I keep it. I've kept it. It's been littering up this table. I've kept it for almost 2 years. And I haven't opened it up in months. Not Ziploc bagged them or anything. But they're so old and that the icing has literally jumped off of the donuts. It has just off of the sides. And I also got cupcakes from other stuff. I can't remember what.
That was from the transportation.
Oh, that was from the museum. That was from the banquet. They're getting ready to have another banquet soon, possibly. I can save some more cake. And so I told them also, I said, where I work, right when the virus and stuff was starting, as a sort of reward for our hard work, they bought everybody a Domino's personal pan pizza. But they didn't just stop at one. They bought enough so that there was plenty for everybody. So at the end, I had the evening shift that day. And at the end of the day, they said, if you don't take it out, whatever pizza's left after this time is going to get taken and thrown into the trash. So feel free to take as many boxes as you like. Give it to friends, give it to family. We don't care. Just don't let it go to waste. So me and whoever else was left at that point went into the place where all the pizza was, and we all kind of went through, this is pepperoni, and we cast lots for the pepperoni pizza to see who get it, because there were fewer of those. So I got a stack of cheese pizza and like one or 2 pepperoni pizzas, and walked out, took it home, and I was eating on that pizza like once a week or so for 2 months. It took me over 2 months to eat the last slice that was edible. And the last 2 slices that weren't edible, I used as ballast on my railroad. And the whole time that I'm telling this story, and so it was suggested to me today, July 25th, 2020, since I'm not related to YouTube doing a little thing where you document your day, and we'll make a documentary out of it. I was told, if you did stuff like this on YouTube, you'd have your 1 million subscribers. So I'm like, you know what? And I was thinking to myself, the reason I ain't told any of this is because I'm too lazy to dig out my Krispy Kreme box and my donuts and everything else. So I thought, you know what? I gotta clean up this mess by the end of this week anyway. Otherwise, it's gonna get thrown out. So, might as well do it now and make wonderful entertainment out of it for you, as I look very pale in this camera because of the lighting. Since I got my nice new microphone, I can run it through the editor a few times. I got an hour till I need to be in bed, so I'll do that and maybe eat something real. Maybe not something real, but something. Yeah. And there were other food stories that I told, but I've forgotten. But that's enough. And
Rice story.
Told the rice story. Another story. Yeah, the rice story. That's why I need an audience to help remind me. They said, one of them said, can't say their names. One of them said, after they had finally got me to shut up for a little bit, one of them said, I got rice in my... No, sorry, I'm getting it backwards. He said, I don't have dirt in my truck as much as you got old food that you actually eat. I said, well, back in March, and they all went, the rest went, why did you have to say that? Why do you have to get them started again? And I said, back in March, this is a true story, I can go out and get the stuff now. Actually, would you be willing to go get it for my audience?
The food?
Yeah. Back in March, I went to Concord Mills to phone at the Lionel train store one more time before the shutdown, because I could see into the future that shutdown was unfortunately going to happen. So I went and saw a movie and ate orange chicken. And I got 2 boxes because I wanted some for later. And she presents them ceremoniously to me, raise them into the camera like it's a Simon Pegg movie, or Edgar Wright actually. So I went and sat them in my truck, but one of them spilled into my truck. And so I went, wait a second. There's a parody in this. You think I'm getting ready to spill it onto the floor and leave it here for 3 months. I said, there's a parody in this. I was going to, instead of Eleanor Rigby picks up her rice off the floor where a wedding has been, lives in a dream, Beatles song. I thought, Ethan L. Freeman picks up his rice off the floor where a foaming has been, and they just sat there. So I left that rice on my truck floor from March all the way up until like 3 weeks ago when my battery went, So then when my battery went, I finally went, we're taking our truck in an hour. I gotta clean this out. So I did the video, ate some of the rice, maybe I'll include it in the corner, and dropped off and clean, washed it out, took detergent and bleach and alcohol and hand sanitizer and rust remover and cleaned it out. And now it's all clean and pretty. Ready for more. And I told them about collecting other stuff. What? But I need to actually show it. This is the box that fell and spilled. Ooh. So you said an aluminum foil. Oh, it's still got a good smell to it. They told me, also, just to prove, there's what fell. It actually smells good. Oh. Ta-da. Yeah. But just to prove, I gotta prove a point. They ain't gonna believe me. I mean, it's been kept in the refrigerator and microwave. Just like, I need to prove to my audience because I got all this food here, but I'm not willing to eat it because I gotta go to bed in an hour and I can't be throwing up at work tomorrow. Kept throwing up all over. What was it that what's his name said? Colonel Potter. When he wasn't Colonel Potter, the time he appeared before, he said, General Grant drank too much. Kept throwing up on his bugler. And told other stories of food, but those are probably the biggest and the funnest and whateverest. And I felt like sharing these stories with you, my viewer, so that, as my audience earlier today said, we thought our lives were messed up. You make us feel better. And if you keep telling stories like this, you'll end up on TV, on Dr. Phil, or Dr. Oz, or Oprah. So, that's the story and the news as I choke on my rice. I was also talking about how I can't or I don't eat lunches a lot of times while working. And a few days ago, I went crazy and decided I would go 9 hours, over 9 hours, actually almost 10, without eating a snack at all. Not even a Hershey bar. I usually eat like 2, sometimes 3 Hershey bars while working. And I didn't have a single one. I was about to fall over, but I made it. And
you know how long I fasted?
How long did you fast?
Let me calculate. 41 hours.
41 hours. Whoa! You went 41 hours without eating?
Yes.
Huh. I've gone 24 hours sometimes. But can you tell?
I've never gone longer than 24 hours. I mean, I've never
Well, now I'm setting up the computer to edit this nonsense. Which actually, I don't plan on editing very much. I just plan on adding maybe the rice video. Since I got it, I gotta run the audio through this thing to louden it up. That's 15 minutes. And this is actually going to be probably the first 15-minute YouTube video I put on in a long time. And you know what that means? When the video is longer than 15 minutes, and the video is something that people watch all the way through because the person who's saying stuff is clearly out of their mind and they want to see the ending, you can't look away from it, is what they were saying. Can't stop listening. I was told to watch a movie. What was the movie called? There's a movie I was told to watch as reference for me doing this. I don't want to say it because I might get the name of the movie wrong and have you watch a movie that's completely unrelated to this. That's the story of my life and my food. So, thank you for liking and commenting and subscribing. Maybe I'll show some building a railroad. I do have video of me using my food as ballast, but don't know if I'll include that in my video. Alright. Thank you. Now you can look at the beautiful Joe River sunset. Ready? About 20 seconds more of this video just so I can have an end card. Actually, no. I will not end it there. I will end it on a hopeful note. Looking off into the future.